Well, listening to that with me was Angela Diffley, our foreign editor. And Angela, sort of overall, what were your main takeaways from what Borne had to say?
Yeah, so she was trying to outline the broad principles of France's position. So France standing firmly behind Israel's right to defend itself and within the constraints of international law, she made very clear. She said that it would be that it was a moral and strategic error to say that the Palestinians' search for a state in some ways justifies what happened on October the 7th. Nevertheless, she said that France was in solidarity with the Palestinian people, that civilian deaths must be avoided in Gaza as far as possible. And she pointed out that France has given 100 million euros in aid to the Palestinians in 2022. There will be an extra 10 million this year, and that the EU is to triple its budget to the Palestinians as well. And she also said another key element of France's policy was to try at all costs to avoid escalation. These are much the same as Germany, Britain, the United States have all said.
And Élisabeth Borne there speaking at the beginning of this debate in the National Assembly, and the expectation is it might be rather fractious in Parliament this afternoon because there have been real tensions politically going into today.
Yes, I think the most electric is to happen now after she has sat down, when we hear the leaders of the other political parties. The temperature within the French National Assembly has been acrimonious since it took effect after the elections. Some of that is explained by the far left, who decided to pursue a strategy of very high-profile issues and making strong statements. And that has created a lot of fire, if you like, in the National Assembly. Meanwhile, the far right have decided to pursue a strategy of trying to look like they're ready for power, being very orderly and respectful of the customs in Parliament. So that has already created a very particular atmosphere in the French National Assembly. This has become electrified since October the 7th, when Jean-Luc Mélenchon, one of the key figures on the far-left grouping, refused calls to label Hamas as a terrorist organisation. And there has been a back and forth on many issues to do with this. We saw the Speaker of the National Assembly there. She has received death threats, and over the weekend was involved in a particularly incendiary exchange after Jean-Luc Mélenchon again suggested she was encouraging a massacre in Gaza. He felt that she had not spoken out enough on behalf of the Palestinians in Gaza during a visit to Tel Aviv, which he said did not represent what French people think.